Hi, Jonathan. There's a whole bunch of crew that are sitting here, not in the studio with me, but outside, who are glued to the TV screens waiting to see you.
Hi, gang.
Hey, I know my time here with you is limited, so I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions.
Sure.
Could you tell me what's been the overriding emotional response that people have told you they experience as a result of the Chosen series?
Gratitude, I'd say. People have been so grateful to see a Jesus that they feel that they can relate to. A lot of people say it's the Jesus they had always imagined but never seen depicted on TV or in movies. And so I'm just grateful to God to get the opportunity to portray the most important person who ever lived in history. And yeah, there's not much more for me to say than that. I think it's just been the greatest honor of my life.
You have to carry the weight and the expectation of that role, and I can't even imagine what that would feel like. So, how do you detox from that, Jonathan? How do you move yourself away from that role and the emotional intensity that it has to sort of just be Jonathan?
You know, so I just tend to just give everything that I'm feeling, if it's tired or weariness or weight or burden or, you know, anxiety. And I just try to give it to God always whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed. Um, I'm always grateful. I'm always going to be grateful for this and the responsibility that I've felt that I've been given. But it's not all mine to bear, you know. This was given to me, I believe, by God, and if I can't shoulder the load, He will. So that's kind of how I've gotten through it, and you know, kind of isolating myself to pray and going to church and staying connected to prayer and just doing the things I do to spiritually nourish and recharge me is how I've been able to kind of get through it. I'd say for the last 4 years, 5 years.
I can tell you got a generous heart, and I'm really, really honored to be able to
Mm.
speak to you this morning, Jonathan. Jesus told you to be dapper as well and good looking. Look at that hat that you're sporting. You're pretty slick.
Um, Thank you. He just kind of, you know, he kind of gave me the go ahead to just be who I am, and so that's all I can try to do.
We've got a lot of Christians who listen to the radio station at Life FM, and maybe people who are brand new to the Chosen.
Mm.
Why should they tune in?
Because you'll see a portrayal of the gospel stories that have never been attempted with the level of authenticity that we have attempted. We're in the fortuitous position to have time to tell these stories at length, to take 7 seasons, excuse me, or series, depending on what part of the world you live in, 7 seasons to tell a story that most people try to condense into 2 to 6 hours, you know, depending on the format. So we've been able to give these characters room to breathe, to flesh them out, to give them quirks and nuances and levels of human personality that haven't been seen before. And if you like really good stories that are very well told with an effort on telling them with a cinematic quality that is akin to any studio feature that you've ever seen, then this show is for you. Doesn't matter if you have never heard of Jesus, if you don't believe he's the Son of God. There's somebody in this. There's a character in this series that will resonate with anyone in the world, and I kind of offer that challenge to watch it. If you've never watched anything like this before, um, it's a show about relationships, and you will identify with somebody. And I think you'll really like the show.
Do your parents watch the show?
Oh yeah,
Do they?
yeah. They're big fans,
Okay, so
huge fans.
parents can be your biggest cheerleaders, right? They can also be your biggest critics. Do they say to you, Jonathan, Jesus doesn't walk like that? Jesus,
Nah,
nah, they all
they're
get.
like, hey, son's on TV and he's working. Thank
Yeah.
God he can make a living.
Jonathan, I
Yeah,
appreciate your time.
excited.
Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
Take care. God bless.
Appreciate it, man.